Hey guys, it's Jay. I figured a lot of people wouldn't read about my time in jail and everything, so I figured I'd make a video since not a lot of people want to read a whole long wordy thing about something that happened to somebody. So I'm hoping that you guys will watch this, and might be a little long. I'm not sure, um, but this is for information about jail and being transgender and without having any reassignment surgery. Basically, I called them, the jailhouse, and asked a lot of questions before I even went in, about if I was able to take my hormones while I'm in there, and they said yes. Um, and just basically where I would be placed, whether it be, with the boys or with girls. And the guy on the phone told me that I'd probably be put with the guys. So at that point in time, I was pretty okay with that. Um, Having spent the time in there, though, I ended up being put with females. Um, I know it would have been worse for me if I had been put with the males. Anyway, so when you first get there, you go through processing and all that. You gotta, change clothes, everything like that. And I was put in the blue scrubs, which is for the males. Unfortunately, I had to get undressed completely in front of a female. That's just how they do things. And they took my picture and everything, and my mugshot says white male, yet I was put with the females in there, and I don't know, I guess they just went by my driver's license or something, but anyway, since, biologically I'm female, they put me with females, and as I was walking in there, I was put in protective custody with about 7 other females, and it's behind a plate of glass, pretty much, but the general population can still see you. So the mental health lady came and told me I should shave, because they would still see me, when I would come out for my hour a day or whatever. Um, and through my little window, they would still see me. And I was like, okay, so I shaved, and after that I didn't shave, and I was there for 13 days, and everything started growing back. Um, and anyway, so when I was walking back there, I was in handcuffs, shackles, whatever, and when I got back there, all the girls kept asking, what's he doing back here, and is that a boy, and there's all this other stuff. I got into my room, and they all started hollering and asking questions like, what's your name, how old are you, why are you back here, and finally I was just like, I just hollered, I'm transgender. And one of the girls said something I'll never forget. She said, it's hard being a lesbian in jail. After that, I was silent for the rest of the night and went to sleep and everything. Um, what followed was just still a whole bunch of questions and the girls randomly singing and just all this other stuff. And in the morning, when the correctional officers would come back with breakfast, the one thing they said that I'll also never forget is, breakfast, ladies, and if you girls want coffee, put your cups out on your window thing, because there's a little window to put your food tray in, and that just got to me big time. So psychologically, it just ate away at me with every meal, every morning, everything the girls said. Like, good night, ladies. I just wanted to scream at the top of my lungs, just like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. So I was angry a lot of the time, and then the withdrawals were hitting me from drinking and not being able to take my Ativan because it's a narcotic, and they don't let you take those. So I actually ended up on the floor with a really serious panic attack, which I thought was a heart attack, and it took the nurse like 2.5 hours to even get back to me. And the correctional officers would come and talk to me, and here I am on this cold concrete floor, trying not to hyperventilate and like grabbing at my heart and everything, just hurting. And they wouldn't do anything, they don't care. But they had my door wide open so they could see me crying on the floor like a little whatever. I had a lot of mental health people come in and talk to me. I actually got to talk to the real doctor there. They finally gave me something called Librium to get over the withdrawals, which is, ironically, it's a benzo, so it's a narcotic, but whatever, that's some different story. Um, every day that we got to come out for an hour to take a shower or to grab another book or, do this and that, read the newspaper or whatever, everybody would just be staring at me. The whole general population that was out there, they'd just be staring at me and pointing and whispering and saying stuff. And um, it's just really, if you're someone like me that, I'm walking down the street, no one questions my gender at all, and then you're in this big area, like a friggin' auditorium with just females, and then there's your story. It's just right out in the open. And I obviously pass as male, but if I would have been in protective custody with the males, I think something bad would have happened because there's one shower, and the shower curtain doesn't cover much, and obviously they have to be able to, check on you and stuff, whatever. So the shower curtain has uh, a clear spot on it, and I would like glance over and see one of the girls trying to look at me, so I'm like trying to get close to the shower head and everything, and just, take the quickest shower of my life. And I actually got dressed and undressed in the shower, so my pants got pretty wet. Um, it was just hell. It was really hell, and I suggest doing everything you can to not go into jail if you're transgender, especially before any reassignment surgery. It's just, you get to know pretty much everybody, and they really get to know you. I mean, it's on your charts. They check on you about almost every hour, even when you're sleeping, and you don't get to sleep with lights off. I mean, the whole experience was just, I'm surprised I'm not in therapy right now because of it, and that's basically what happened. And in a nutshell, I unfortunately felt like a female for a while, and that's not something that I wanted to relive. It's bad enough when you take a shower and, you're reminded of that, but then, you go on about your day, feeling the way you feel, thinking the way you think, seeing yourself for who you really are. And then, you go to jail, and it's like you're taking 10 steps back. I was only there for 13 days, but those 13 days were hell, and I never, ever want to do that again. Um, if you're wondering how I got there, I violated probation, but that's a longer story. So that's my story about jail, and, there was a girl I went to high school with in there, and she kept saying she and calling me by my previous name and all that, and finally one day she said, "Do you want to be called he?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you think?" And she's like, "Well, I didn't know." And yeah, she didn't know. We haven't seen each other since high school, but still, that was just not something I wanted to deal with on top of everything else. But so there's my story, and the end. Thanks.